realism. We need to look at appreciating what we have as a strength. We need to look at seeing that, hey, everything that is coming in over here is not glamorous, right? There has to be something there. Someone must have thought about it. Someone has discarded the idea. Find out why they discarded it. One last point which I can get in most of the project ideas which teams come up with. Estimation. Because sir, my product's cost is going to be 30% lower than the other people's cost. College ka bacha, college ke professor. My cost of production is going to be 20% less than the price at which the other person is selling. There is an absurd comparison that we'll end up doing between price of our product versus the cost of manufacture. There are two types of products. I'm just putting it in this graphical, you guys will understand it. One where the cost of product is probably only about 10% or 5% of the overall price of the product. A great example of that is Coke and Pepsi. The cost of the product is probably less than 5 or 10% of the actual price of the product. And there's a second industry, but the cost of the product is about 80% of the overall price of the product. So there is no chance that you can look at the price of a product and say, I can make a Coca-Cola which is cheaper. Because guys, the product is not the issue here. It's the distribution network that's the issue. So most products where the cost of the product is about 10% or 5%, don't even try to product innovate. Try and service innovate. In cases where the product, its material cost is so high, don't try product innovate. You might want to try an alternative method altogether to that industry. Solution innovate. And mind you, be it the biggest company or be it the smallest company, margins सबके same होते हैं. So whenever you look at some product in the market or a segment, always see the pricing and understand 10 से 20% का ही margin सारी industries का होता है. It's very rare that the net margin, I'm saying net margin, after deduction of everything, is going to be astronomically high. बहुत मुश्किल. Because most people don't show the investment side of the picture. Or some people show the investment side so high that it almost appears that इनका तो loss हो. So understanding the balance sheet of your competition and the economics is very critical. I think these are some sutras you can use when you're doing idea validation. One more point, you can probably look at the fact that there are certain key industry ratios in every industry. Yes, when you look at lecturing, there's a per hour rate for lecturing that exists. When you look at cables, there's a per hour material cost, that per meter material cost that is there as a ratio. Every industry has one or the other 2 or 3 key ratios. So always figure out those key ratios and compare against them. Don't compare only against price and cost. You will not end up getting a good picture of what you are thinking. I tried to put down how
recording in progress.
Innovation has kind of gone ahead and changed. Always when you look at it, start with looking at what are the changes happening in the world. It started with tools, the wheel, the cutter, the tongs, these things came in. It went into fire and heat. Then came in natural chemicals. Then came in energy produced by complex processes, fuels, electric, steam, computing through decisions, software development, data and decision management. Then communication revolution took place. Then the digital and information revolution took place. These are all various waves that have impacted industries all across the world. And there will be more which will come. But each of these waves are not waves which are overnight phenomena. They are phenomena which have been invested in, built and have sustained. So don't go after these fads, go after some of the standard phenomena. Project the future using some sort of a chart like this to know, hey, how did my industry get impacted by these phenomena? And you'll be able to figure out what will happen next. If you're trying to create a product, one of the things that you can do is always look at seeing the faster, cheaper, better equation. Look at what is the efficiency of the current product. Look at what's the cost of the current product. Look at what's the manageability and size of the current product. How intelligent is the current product? How smart is the current product?